You know the feeling. It's 2:47 p.m. on a Wednesday. You've been staring at this screen for 4 hours. You've accomplished almost nothing. You've responded to 3 emails, rearranged your desktop icons twice, and spent 20 minutes reading about a band you liked in high school, and you don't care. You used to care. You used to show up early. You used to volunteer for projects. You used to have opinions about how things could be better, but then the promotion went to someone else. The boss didn't notice your extra hours. The company reorganized and your pet project got shelved. The raise was 2%, less than inflation, and something inside you just stopped. You've quiet quit, and you think it's protecting you. But here's what nobody tells you. Quiet quitting is not a solution. It's a slow poison. It doesn't free you from your job. It traps you in a purgatory of apathy where you show up, do the bare minimum, and feel dead inside for 40 hours a week. You're still spending your life there. You're just not getting anything back for it. But what if I told you there's another way? Not hustle culture. Not grinding yourself into dust for a corporation that doesn't love you. Not blind ambition. Something older, something wiser. Something that was written almost 2,000 years ago by a Roman emperor who had the most stressful job in the world and who somehow managed to do it without losing his soul. This is the Stoic cure for burnout, and it begins with a single, shocking idea. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man on earth. He commanded armies that stretched from Britain to the Euphrates. He woke up every morning to a stack of petitions from 1 million citizens. He dealt with plagues, rebellions, economic crises, and political enemies who wanted him dead. He never got to log off. There was no weekend for a Roman emperor. There was no Slack. There was no out-of-office reply. The weight of the entire known world sat on his shoulders from sunrise to sunset. And yet, in his private journal, he wrote these words: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Now, let's be honest. If you're burned out right now, reading those quotes probably makes you want to throw your phone across the room. Because right now you're thinking, great, another guru telling me to just change my mindset while my boss piles more work on my plate and my salary stays flat. And you'd be right to be angry, because modern self-help has completely misunderstood Stoicism. They turn it into a pop psychology slogan. Just be positive, just control your thoughts, just meditate your way out of systemic problems. That is not Stoicism, that is denial. Marcus Aurelius wasn't a self-help guru. He was a general. He watched men die in the mud. He fought barbarians at the gates of the empire. He buried children. He faced the cold, brutal reality of human existence every single day. And he didn't say, pretend it doesn't bother you. He said, define what is yours and release everything else. There's a massive difference, and that difference is the key to curing your burnout. Here's why you're burned out. And I want you to pay close attention, because this is the most important minute of this entire video. You're running on a broken equation. It was installed in you by your parents, your teachers, your first boss, and every movie you've ever watched about successful people. The equation looks like this. Work plus sacrifice equals reward. Work hard. Sacrifice your evenings. Sacrifice your weekends. Sacrifice your hobbies, your sleep, your relationships. Put in the extra mile. Give 110%. And the universe will reward you with promotions, raises, recognition, meaning. But here's what happened. You did that. You put in the hours. You gave the 110%. You did the extra mile. And the reward never came. The promotion went to someone else. The recognition went to someone else. The raise was a joke. The company was bought by a private equity firm that cut your benefits and made you train your own replacement. And now you're doing the math. You're looking at the equation and you're realizing, wait, I've been putting in all of this work and I'm getting nothing back. Why would I keep doing this? So you quiet quit. You do the bare minimum. You stop caring. You protect your energy by withholding it. And here's the tragedy. You're right. You're completely right to feel cheated. The system is broken. The equation is a lie. But the Stoic says something that will make you very uncomfortable. The equation was always wrong. And it was wrong from the very beginning. Because the Stoic asks, why were you tying your self-worth to outcomes you never actually controlled in the first place? Your boss's decision to promote you, That was never in your control. The company's profitability? That was never in your control. The economy's health? That was never in your control. The market's reaction to your project? That was never in your control. You were working hard for things that were never yours to claim. And when they didn't come, you felt betrayed by a world that never promised them to you in the first place. The Stoic equation looks like this. Execution equals self-respect, not grind, never grind. Because grind sounds like straining, forcing, pushing boulders up hills. Grind is what burns you out. Instead, think of execution. Think of craftsmanship. Think of attention. Think of practice. Think of conduct. You execute a task cleanly, precisely, completely, not for a reward that may never come, but because you are a person who executes tasks cleanly. Because that's your standard. Because that's who you are. The outcome is none of your business. The execution is everything. Epictetus was a slave. He was born in chains, crippled by his master, and forced to work for years in the depths of the Roman Empire before winning his freedom. He didn't have a boss. He had an owner. And yet, when he finally gained his freedom and began to teach, he said something that completely dismantles burnout. Some things are in our control and others are not. In our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion. In short, whatever are our own actions. Not in our control are body, property, reputation, office. In short, whatever are not our own actions. He was drawing a line, a wall, a fortress between what belongs to you and what belongs to the world. And he was telling his students, stay inside the fortress. Do not let the chaos outside invade your citadel. So let me draw this wall for you. Right now, clear as glass. Inside the wall, this is yours. This is all yours. Nobody can take it from you. This is where your attention belongs. Your execution, your punctuality, your tone with colleagues, the quality of your output, your integrity, your honesty, your willingness to learn, your professionalism, your patience. That's it. That's the whole list. Everything else is outside the wall. Outside the wall, this is none of your business. This is indifferent. This is noise. Whether you get promoted, whether anyone thanks you, whether your project succeeds, whether the company is well managed, whether your co-workers like you, whether your boss notices your work, whether you get the raise, whether the industry is dying, whether the economy is tanking, whether your email gets read, whether your presentation impresses anyone. Now let's be real for a second. When you look at that list, your brain is screaming, but I need the promotion, I need the raise, I need the recognition. Those things do matter. And you're right, they do matter. You need to pay rent, you need to feed your family, you need career advancement. But here's the Stoic twist. You can care about those things without making them the reason for your execution. You show up, you execute cleanly, you act with integrity, because that's who you are. And then in parallel, you do the practical work of asking for a raise, updating your resume, networking. Those are actions. Those are inside the wall. The outcome of those actions is outside the wall. You can ask for a raise. The outcome, not yours. You can apply for other jobs. Whether you get an interview, not yours. You can present a brilliant idea. Whether they accept it, not yours. You do the asking. You do the applying. You do the presenting. You execute all of it with precision and integrity. And then you let it go completely. You have done your part. The rest is the universe's problem. This isn't passive. This isn't giving up. This is the most active posture you can take, because it redirects all of your energy from worrying to doing. Every time you catch yourself worrying about an outcome, you are wasting energy. You are burning fuel in a fire that produces no heat. You are exhausting yourself on something that is, quite literally, not your job. When you feel burnout creeping in at 3 p.m., stop. Ask yourself, am I currently worried about something outside my wall? If yes, you've found the source of your exhaustion. Pull your attention back, right now, back to the task in front of you. Execute it cleanly. That's your only job. Here's the part of burnout that nobody talks about. It's not the actual work that exhausts you. It's the story you tell yourself about the work. Let me prove it. Think about the last time you had to do something truly tedious. Filling out expense reports, organizing a spreadsheet, responding to a chain of pointless emails. Now think about how you felt while you were doing it. you weren't tired because of the keystrokes. You were tired because you were thinking, this is beneath me. I have a degree for this. My boss doesn't even read these. This is pointless. I'm wasting my potential. I could be doing something meaningful. That internal monologue is the source of your burnout, not the task itself. Epictetus said, "It is not events that disturb people, but their judgments about them." The event, a spreadsheet, needs to be updated. Your judgment, this is beneath me. I hate this. This is pointless. Your experience, burnout, resentment, fatigue. The event, a spreadsheet, needs to be updated. A different judgment. This is a task. I am here to execute it. I will do it cleanly and completely. Then I will move to the next task. Your experience, calm, neutral, in control. You cannot control the fact that the spreadsheet needs to be updated. You can control the judgment you attach to that fact. Most of your suffering at work is self-inflicted. Not because you're weak, not because you're lazy, but because you've been trained to add emotional weight to every single task. Your boss doesn't care about your expense report. Your boss cares that it's done. You're the one who decided it's a sign of disrespect. You're the one who decided it's evidence that you're underutilized. You're the one who turned a 3-minute administrative chore into a 4-hour existential crisis. Here's the Stoic technique that will save you hours of suffering every single week. When you catch yourself adding emotional narrative to a task, stop. Strip it down to its raw, factual description. Say it out loud in your head. Not the dramatic version, the neutral version. Not, I have to do my incompetent boss's dirty work again. Instead, my manager has assigned me this task. I will execute it, then I will move on. Not, I'm wasting my life in this soul-crushing cubicle. Instead, I am at work. I am completing tasks. I will leave when the day is over. Dramatic narrative equals burnout. Factual description equals peace. This isn't about pretending everything is great. It's about recognizing that your judgment is optional. The task is not the problem. Your story about the task is the problem. Cut the story. Cut the suffering. Seneca was one of the wealthiest men in Rome. He was also one of the most stressed. He served as an advisor to the Emperor Nero, a paranoid sociopath who would eventually order him to commit suicide. Seneca knew what it meant to live with a toxic boss. He knew the pressure of an always-on society. Rome never stopped. Petitions arrived at all hours. Political maneuvering happened in the middle of the night. The emperor's mood could swing from generous to murderous without warning. And yet, in his letters he wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. Your phone is a portal to your office, and that portal is open 24 hours a day. Your boss emails at 9 p.m. Your coworkers ping you on weekends. The culture says, just stay connected, just check it quickly, just respond. It won't take long." But it does take long. It takes your peace. It takes your rest. It takes your life. Seneca was saying, you are not given a short life. You are given a long life, and you voluntarily shorten it by giving your free time to things that don't matter. Here's the Stoic boundary practice that will change everything. When your workday ends, perform a ritual, a physical ritual, a mental ritual. Close your laptop, shut the lid, and then, out loud, say these words. My execution for today is complete. I have done what was mine to do. I have done it to my standard. What happens now is not my concern. I am going to live my actual life. If a work thought pops into your head at 8 p.m., and it will, visualize it. Put it in a box. A mental box, a physical box on your desk. Lock it, and walk away. You are not responsible for the outcome of your work after hours. You are not on call. You are not a first responder. You are a professional who executed their tasks today, and now you are a human being with a life to live. Guilt is the enemy of rest. Guilt will tell you, you should be working, you should be ahead, you should be grinding. That guilt is irrational. It serves no one. It does not produce better work. It produces exhausted, resentful work. It produces work that is done poorly because the person doing it is depleted. Rest is not a reward. Rest is not something you earn after grinding. Rest is a prerequisite for excellence. You cannot execute cleanly if you are depleted. You cannot pay attention to your craft if your brain is fried. The Stoic does not feel guilty about rest. The Stoic knows that rest is part of the cycle. You work, you rest, you execute, you restore. Both are your responsibility. Both are inside the wall. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations as a private journal. He didn't publish it. He didn't even intend for anyone to read it. He wrote it for himself. It was his accountability system, his weekly performance review, and he was the most powerful man on earth. If he needed a weekly review, you do too. Every Friday before you leave for the weekend, block out 10 minutes, lock your door, put your phone face down, and ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1, did I execute every task this week with integrity? Not, did I impress anyone? Not, did I get a promotion? Not, did my project succeed? Did you, to the best of your ability, execute your tasks cleanly, honestly, and completely? If the answer is yes, congratulations. You had a successful week. Full stop. No further review needed. If the answer is no, if you cut corners, if you rushed sloppily, if you were dishonest, then you have one job next week. Correct that. Not for your boss, for your own self-respect. Question 2. Did I attempt to control anything outside my wall this week? Did you spend energy worrying about a promotion you can't guarantee? Did you lose sleep over market fluctuations? Did you obsess about a co-worker's opinion of you? Did you try to manipulate an outcome that was never yours to control? If the answer is yes, you wasted energy. Identify what it was. Make a plan to release it next week. Put it back outside the wall where it belongs. Question 3. Is this role still allowing me to practice virtue? This is the most serious question of all. Stoicism is not about grinding for the sake of grinding. It's not about enduring abuse. It's not about staying in a place that forces you to compromise who you are. If your job demands that you lie, that you cheat, that you harm others, that you violate your deepest principles to keep your paycheck, the Stoic command is clear: leave. Marcus Aurelius watched emperors before him destroy themselves for power. He knew that the throne was not worth your soul. Seneca eventually accepted his death sentence rather than participate in Nero's corruption. You are not a martyr. You don't need to die for your principles. But you do need to refuse to sell them. If the company is forcing you to be unethical, leave. If the culture is toxic to your character, leave. If staying means becoming a person you don't recognize, leave. But if it's simply that the job doesn't appreciate you, if it's simply that you're underpaid, if it's simply that the work is boring, that isn't indifferent. Those are outside the wall. You can stay, execute beautifully for your own sake, cash the paycheck, and pour your real passion into your life outside the office. The job is not your identity. The job is not your worth. The job is a context in which you practice excellence. Nothing more, nothing less. Philosophy without practice is just word salad. You need a routine. You need daily actions that train your mind the way physical exercise trains your body. Here are 3 Stoic practices that will restore your soul at work. Implement them starting tomorrow. Practice 1. The morning premeditation. Before you leave for work, sit in silence for 2 minutes. No phone, no distractions, just you. Run through the worst things that could happen today. Your boss could criticize your work. A project could get canceled. A colleague could be difficult. The commute could be terrible. Your computer could crash. Now, say this to yourself. All of these things are outside my wall. They are not in my control. If they happen, I will respond with integrity. I will execute my tasks. I will maintain my character. Nothing that happens today can harm my soul unless I let it. This is not pessimism. This is immunization. You are mentally preparing for the obstacles you will face so that when they arrive, you meet them with calm, not shock. The soldier who expects the battle fights better. The Stoic who expects the obstacle responds better. Practice 2. The 3 p.m. check-in. This is the dead zone, the afternoon slump, the hour when burnout feels worst, the hour when you want to quit, scroll, eat sugar, and give up. Set an alarm for 3 p.m. When it goes off, pause. Close your eyes for 10 seconds and ask yourself one question. Where is my attention right now? Is it on the task in front of you? Good. Continue. Is it on a worry about the future? Catch it. Pull it back. Is it on a resentment about the past? Catch it. Pull it back. Is it on a fantasy about quitting and running away? Catch it. Pull it back. Your attention is all you ever truly have. If it's scattered, you're scattered. If it's focused, You're focused. Burnout is scattered, attention multiplied over weeks and months. Restore your attention to the present moment, to the task you are executing, to your breath if you need to, and then resume. Practice 3. The evening surrender. At the end of the day, before you leave your desk, take 30 seconds. Look at your completed work, not to judge it, not to evaluate it, simply to observe it. You did this. It is done. Now say out loud, I have done my part. The outcomes are not mine. I release this day completely. What I have done is enough. What I have not done was not mine to do. I am going home. And then leave. Physically leave. Mentally leave. You are not your job. You are not your output. You are a human being who executed tasks today and is now ready to rest. Let me tell you something that nobody in the self-help industry will tell you. You might not win. You might do all of this. You might execute with integrity. You might maintain your character. You might practice discipline and attention and release. And the company might still lay you off. Your boss might still be awful. The promotion might still go to someone else. The industry might still collapse. The economy might still tank. Stoicism does not promise you a successful career. It does not promise you wealth, recognition, or fulfillment at work. What it promises is something much more valuable. It promises that you will not be destroyed by any of it. The Stoics built something they called the inner citadel, a fortress inside themselves that no external event could breach. Your boss's criticism cannot breach it. Your failure cannot breach it. Your unemployment cannot breach it. Your financial stress cannot breach it. Your burnout cannot breach it. You are not your job. You are not your performance. You are not your resume. You are not your salary. You are not your boss's opinion. You are the one who executes. You are the one who pays attention. You are the one who maintains integrity. You are the one who practices virtue in the circumstances you've been given. And that person, the one who executes cleanly and releases outcomes, that person is free. Not free from hardship. Free within hardship. Free despite hardship. Free because the hardship never touched the part of you that actually matters. So tomorrow morning, when you sit down at your desk, don't ask yourself, will this make me successful? Ask yourself, will this make me proud of myself? And if the answer is yes, do it. Do it cleanly, do it completely, and then release it into the world. Your only job is your character. Everything else is just circumstance. Execute, release, repeat. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, share it with a coworker who's struggling. They need to hear it. And remember, the world is chaos, but you are not. I'll see you in the next one.